Right now, the Dr. Dre contract is paying out double money in GTA 5 Online, and so in this video, I'll walk you through a complete solo-friendly guide that will allow you to finish the contract so that you can make $2 million per hour. If you go on to find this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, but now let's get right into it. First things first, you'll need an agency. You can find them at Dynasty 8 Executive. You can sort by agencies in the top right to look at all your options. And this week, they can be purchased for 30% off, including the upgrades and modifications. Anyways, once you own and are inside your agency, go ahead and go up to your computer that's in your office, and then just go ahead and log into it. So if you've never done the Dr. Dre contract before, you'll first need to complete one security contract and then 2 additional setup missions before unlocking it. For the security contract that I selected, I just sat around defending casino equipment until backup arrived. After doing the security contract, you should get a call from Franklin where you'll now be able to meet him at the golf course. This is going to be one of the 2 setup missions I was talking about. When in the mission, you'll be in a cutscene at the beginning, which will later on lead you to drive with Franklin as your passenger. This is where you'll need to tail and intimidate 2 golfers by ramming them. At the bottom right, you'll see the bar for intimidation on each golfer, and when both bars are full, you'll then follow the last one all the way to Del Perro Pier, where you'll then be whacking them with a golf club. You will now be finished with the first setup mission, and for doing so, I made $28,000 and an additional $50,000. So now just go ahead and head over to your agency, and we'll now start up the last setup mission, which will be called Data Recovery. In this setup, we'll be flying and landing a helicopter on the roof of the FIB building, where we will land and make entry from the top glass. When inside the FIB building, you want to run over to the communications room that's located right here. Then you'll need to blow open this door with something like a sticky bomb. When inside, you'll go on this computer to install some software. You'll now just need to wait around for it to complete, and when it is completed, you'll then steal a hard drive. I'll simply exit the FIB building, and this exit leads you to the roof. And so if you have a parachute, what I did is jump off the roof and pulled my parachute, and after my wanted level was gone, I went ahead and delivered the hard drive to the agency. Now that you've completed a security contract in the first 2 setup missions, you'll never have to do them again as they become archived. And so we are now ready to start the Dr. Dre contract. Within the contract, there will be 3 different leaks that we need to do. For each leak, there will be 3 setup missions, meaning we have 10 setups in total. The first leak that you need to do is called Nightlife leak, and the first setup for this one is called the Nightclub, which is a really easy setup. For this setup, you'll be going over to a random nightclub. Well, you'll be entering from the goods entrance. When inside, we'll need to locate a security tape. So to do this, we'll be taking out a lot of guards. Once you take out a majority of the nightclub security guards, you then want to head upstairs and make your way over to the main nightclub office. Once you're in the main nightclub office, you should now see the security tape right here on the desk. Now simply walk up to it and then click right D-pad to steal it. Once you've stolen the security tape, make your way out of the nightclub. When outside, get on your vehicle and then go back over to your agency. Once you get back over there, you are now done doing the very first setup for the Nightlife leak. The next Nightlife leak setup is called the Marina. When inside the setup mission, what you first want to do is go over to the Port del Sol Marina. Once you are over here, you should see a green speedboat somewhere parked along here. Now go ahead and take out any security guards who get in the way, and then go ahead and steal the green speedboat. Once you're inside the speedboat, drive it all the way out into the ocean, and then you should see coordinates to the yacht on your map. Now go over to the coordinates, and once you arrive at the yacht, hop out of the boat and enter the main cabin, which is just up these stairs. But once you enter the main cabin, you'll notice that the door is locked. So from here, what you then need to do is make your way up both of these stairs, then take out all these security guards that you see on this top level. Once you take out all these security guards, now what you need to do is enter inside the bridge, and there will be more security guards in here, so go ahead and take them out. Now come over here to the left side of this control panel and then click on the right D-pad to unlock the doors. We will need to do this one more time, so come over here to the right side of the control panel and then click right D-pad to disable the air defense system. What this is going to do, it's going to allow us to leave on the helicopter when we leave the yacht instead of the boat, which is way slower. Anyways, we'll now want to exit the bridge, and once we've exited, we need to go back down to the main floor where the entrance of the main cabin is. Once you're inside the main cabin, we will need to go through these hallways and take out all the bodyguards. While doing that, make sure you're searching each room because inside of one of these rooms is going to be evidence. And once you find the evidence, use your phone to take a picture of it. And once you take a picture of the evidence, send it to Imani. All you need to do now is exit the main cabin. And outside of the yacht, what you need to do is come over here to the very top and make sure you take out any buzzards on your way up there. When you've made it all the way to the top, go ahead and get inside of this helicopter. We can now take the helicopter back over to our agency where we can now complete the finale to the Nightlife leak. And so once you do start the Nightlife leak finale, the first thing you want to do is get inside of the Jubilee, then head over to the casino garage. When you've arrived at the casino garage, what you then need to do is enter inside, and when fully inside, head over to the elevator. Elevator will bring you inside the casino. What you now need to do is go over to the penthouse and enter inside once you find it. Once you're inside the penthouse, what you need to do is find the promoter. Once you find the promoter, walk up to him and then click right D-pad to attempt to steal his laptop. Once you try to steal his laptop, you'll then be put through a cutscene where he runs away. You'll now be left to fight all of his bodyguards chasing him through the entire casino. until you get to the music locker. Once you've chased him all the way to the music locker, take him out and then take his backpack. You can now go ahead and exit the music locker and then exit the casino garage. When you get outside, there will be 2 enemies in a truck, so go ahead and take them out. And when you do so, take their vehicle and use it to deliver the backpack to your agency. Once you arrive back over at your agency, you now have completed the entire Nightlife leak, but we still have 2 more leaks to complete before we get to the Dr. Dre Contract Finale. The very next leak we have to do is called the High Society leak. The first setup for this one is called the Country Club. During this setup, what you first need to do is head over to the Country Club. Once you arrive over at the Country Club, you first need to go ahead and hack a keypad. And this hack is super simple to complete, as you just need to locate a number pattern. When the hack is finished, you are now able to head inside of the room. Once you are inside the room, now you have to take out these 3 security guards and go up to the security terminal and do the simple hack that it tells you to do. For this hack, you just match the letters that are in red and it will then spell out something. Once the hack is completed, go ahead and leave the security room. Right after leaving the security room, you then need to go to a random yellow circle on the map. Once you're in that yellow circle, you need to find a limo, and once you do find it, it is then going to tell you to tail the limo, but you don't want to tail it whatsoever. What you want to do is simply blow up the limo. Once you do so, go up to the driver's body and then click right D-pad to pick up his wallet. All you need to do afterwards is go back to your agency to deliver it, and then you are completely done doing this setup. Getting into the next setup though, we have to do one called the guest list. What you first want to do is go over to the Lake Vinewood Mansion. Once you're over here, what you then need to do is land on top of the roof of this building right here. When you're up here, you'll have a really good view to take out all the bodyguards, so now go ahead and just do that. Eventually, you'll want to make your way down each floor, clearing out the bodyguards all the way down until you reach the 2nd floor. This is going to be the floor where the lawyer is located at, so once you take out all the bodyguards on the 2nd floor, go ahead and pull out a stun gun and hit the lawyer with it. You'll now be able to put the lawyer in the back of a vehicle by going up to him and pressing right D-pad. Doing this will put you in a cutscene where you load him inside of a car. So after it's finished, deliver him back to your agency. Now we'll be done with this setup and ready to start the finale for the High Society leak. And this setup is probably one of the hardest setups to do in the Dr. Dre contract in my opinion. When inside the setup, what you first need to do is enter the billionaire's mansion. Once you enter, you don't want to go all the way through. Just want to go ahead and leave your car right here and then hop out and follow this exact route that I'm taking. That will lead us on top of this roof. And once you're on top of this roof, all you need to do now is start taking out all the bodyguards around the area. Try to take out the majority of them until you get into this cutscene of the billionaire leaving off on a helicopter. If you don't get this cutscene, you just want to jump down from the roof we were standing on to get it, and then jump back on top of the roof again and wait about a minute. After the cutscene is over, immediately pull out a weapon like a heavy sniper or a railgun to start shooting at the helicopter. And once the health bar is all the way down, a trick you can do is take out some grenades and blow yourself up 3 times. After you blow yourself up 3 times, you'll then be put on this screen where you'll want to choose quick restart. And once you spawn back into the setup, you'll be on this cutscene right here, which is the scene where the billionaire crashes his helicopter. So now go ahead and run over to him and take him out and then pick up the phone. Once you've got the phone, go ahead and call a personal vehicle in and that will deliver the phone to your agency. Anyways, we've now completed all 3 of these setups for this leak. And so now we only have one more leak, which is called the South Central leak, which in my opinion is the easiest leak of them all. And the very first setup that you need to do for this leak is called the Davis setup. For this setup, you'll want to enter inside of this cavalcade with Vernon. Then head over to this location it tells you to go over to. What you then need to do is interrupt this deal that's going on. And so to go ahead and interrupt this deal, you'll need to go ahead and take out all the enemies and all of the dealers that are part of the deal. When that's done, you need to go ahead and steal some equipment that's inside of this van here. Once you enter inside the van, you now need to escape the Lost MC. After you escape them all, go ahead and drop it off right here at this drop off. We're now completely done doing the first setup, so it's time to move on to the second setup. And for the second setup, it's going to be called the Ballas. And in this setup, we head over to Textile City and enter inside the cavalcade that's there with Vernon. You now need to drive over to the gas station that it tells you to go over to. When you arrive at this gas station, you'll now be pulling up into a gang attack. What you need to do now is help defend the family's gang, take out all the enemies that you see. And once you have took out a majority of the enemies, they should now all disappear. Now what you need to do is follow Vernon. Vernon will end up leading you over here to this garage. Once he enters inside, you will now want to go ahead and follow him in, and you'll now be seeing him interrogating P. After Vernon is done interrogating, you'll want to exit the garage and leave the area, and once you've done so, you are now done with the second setup. We are now ready to do the finale for the South Central leak. For this setup, we'll hop inside of this Jubilee, then head over to the Davis Mega Mall. Once you made it to the Mega Mall, you should see now Vernon and another person pull out in front of you. So what you want to do is just follow them over to the Vagos hideout. When you get over there, you'll then just need to go ahead and take out all the Vagos gang members that you see. Once you take out all of them, you will now be put through this cutscene where a Vagos member leaves inside a lowrider. You'll now need to catch up to them, so quickly get back inside of your vehicle and chase them down. When you've caught up to the lowrider, use a weapon to go ahead and take out the driver. So now go ahead and steal the lowrider and take it on over to your agency. We are now finally completely done doing all of our leaks, and we'll only have one more extra setup to do that is not a leak. So with this very last setup, it's not going to be located at your computer like they usually are. Instead, it will be marked with a yellow circle inside of your agency upstairs. Go ahead and walk up to it and then click right D-pad to start it up. On this final setup, all you want to do is go over to Record A Studios and take out all the hired gunmen in front of there. Once they are taken out, you then need to go ahead and enter inside of it. When inside the building, go ahead and take out all the hired gunmen inside of the studio. Once you're done taking them all out, go ahead and make your way over to the control room. When you've made it inside, you'll be put through a decently long cutscene, and this cutscene is going to be multiple minutes long. After the cutscene is finally over, you're now going to be done with every single setup. It can now go ahead and do the finale. That's going to make us $2 million. Just like the last setup that we did, the finale is going to be started right here at the same yellow circle. So go up to it and then click right D-pad to start up the finale. When in the finale, hop inside this vehicle that's in front of you and go over to Johnny Gunn's last known location, which is going to be at this railroad. Once you arrive over here, you'll be put through a shortcut scene where Johnny flees in his Mustang. You'll then be left to take out all of the bodyguards that are here. When they're all taken out, go ahead and steal one of their vehicles and drive over to the LSIA with it, where Johnny Guns is going to be located at. Once you arrive at the airport, hop out of the vehicle and make your way into this side door. You'll notice 2 bodyguards at the entrance, so go ahead and take them out, and then once we go through these double doors, there'll be more waiting for us. Be sure to bring some snacks as well as some body armor, and take your time and don't run right into the action, as you'll want to take out each bodyguard one by one, ensuring you don't take out too many at a time. Once the guards are taken out though, go up these stairs, and at the very top, Johnny Guns will be right here. So just go ahead and injure him by shooting him, and when he falls down, go up to him and press right D-pad. We will now be bringing him out from where we entered, and Dr. Dre and others will be waiting for him. And so this brings us inside a cutscene where we see Dr. Dre beat up Johnny Guns. After that cutscene is over, you and Dr. Dre will now be leaving the LSIA, and we'll be taking him over to the country club. When we arrive at the country club, we are officially done with the Dr. Dre contract. We get to see Dr. Dre leave inside of his helicopter. Completing the entire Dr. Dre contract, we got paid exactly $2 million. If you guys found this guide helpful and you know a friend who needs some money, be sure to share this guide with a friend. And if you haven't already, be sure to go down below and drop a like. And if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button for content just like this.